Hello and welcome on this first video of this set of videos I'm going to make on this YouTube channel called Vince and Films. As you might have guessed, my name is Vincent, aka Vince, and there are only two things I'm going to talk about here, which are films and Vince, aka me. Now, it's not that I'm narcissistic, that I love talking about myself, what I do all day, what I'm wearing, what I'm eating, and all. It's just that I'm currently undertaking a project which consists of trying to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year. And this video is made in order to keep tabs on how that goes, the project. And even though I've already started 3 weeks ago, the reason I'm just starting to record these videos now is because I wanted to see first if I was able to actually make it in regards to the pieces of evidence that I need for every film, in regards to the amount of movies I need to see every week since I work full time, so I only get to go to the movies on the weekends and in the evenings, and also to see if I was keeping my sanity and wasn't getting any or too many headaches because I actually started getting a few or some small ones, but it didn't stop me. And after 21 days, now I'm looking at 41 films, which is a good average. And I think if I keep it up that way, I will reach the destination of 500. I need at least 500 films seen in 1 year, and I think I'll make it that way. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk about is about films. And actually, every video, I'm going to talk about one film that I particularly liked or just want to talk about. Why? Because I like talking about movies. I mean, I watch so many movies, and it's normal that afterwards I like to talk about them. Now, I don't pretend this is a non-spoiler review, even though I don't see myself as a critic in any way. I don't see myself as a reviewer or a YouTuber, panelist, whatever. I'm just a guy who watches movies and likes to talk about them. I'm not saying that you should enjoy them. I'm not saying that you should like them. Every film is an art form, is a piece of art that is subjective, and there are some things and movies that you're going to like that I'm not going to like, and I'm going to enjoy some films that you won't. I mean, hell, I love the extended version of Batman v Superman. So there's that. I don't think many people share my opinion. And so today I want to talk about one film that is quite similar, which is Ghost in the Shell. Now, the thing with Ghost in the Shell is that when I went to see this film, I had seen trailers, but I hadn't seen any, reviews of people who are critics who get to watch those films in advance and give their opinion on it, and I hadn't seen any of this. So I went into this with a fresh mind, and to be honest, when I came out of this, I loved it. So I was quite surprised to see that people were bashing on it, that the reviews were very mixed with a tendency to being negative. Rotten Tomatoes being under 50%, and with a disappointing opening weekend, which was at 19 million US dollars, which is not what they expected. I didn't think it would make that low of money. So I was disappointed, and I didn't quite understand. And so the thing about this is that I want to say what I liked about this film. And the one thing I want to say that is actually negative that I didn't enjoy, in my opinion, is the action, which was underwhelming, which is disappointing in regards to the animated film that was quite entertaining and had great action in it. Now, the thing that was great in this film is the story. They kept the arc of the original animated film and added some depth to it. They added some elements in regards to the background of Major, the reason why she is, um, questioning herself, what she is, why she is what she is, what it means to be what she is in this world, because she is very unique. And they added some layers to that thought process throughout the film that weren't necessarily in the animated film. So I enjoyed that very much. Since the thing is that even though it is supposed to be action packed, it wasn't, but I didn't really mind because it was very interesting to follow her path of self discovery in some sorts. And also the world building was great because you had a beautiful world with beautiful special effects, and it looked great. And I thought the direction of all the scenes were good, were interesting, and weren't botched or uneven like I've heard. But that's just an opinion. Anyway, So it was great, and I thought it was very similar to Blade Runner, but not as dark, so much more lighter. Another thing is the performances. Now, there are three performances that I especially liked, which are Scarlett Johansson's, which I thought was a sort of character development, since you have to understand that she has a human brain, but inside a robotic body. And you saw that in the way how Scarlett Johansson moved, in the way that she talked, that she fought, and it was very subtle. It's not the character piece like Jared Leto's The Joker, and I thought that that was well done. And so it I think, in my opinion, it goes against this notion that it was all flat. Well, the thing is that she's a robot, so she couldn't have a lot of emotions, and I thought that she did it very well. It was interesting and logical. Another thing, another character, those other two characters is one that I can't really talk. It's just the supposedly, or the bad guy that she's hunting down, was really interesting in regards to what he was in the animated film and what they added to him in regards to where he came from and what he is. And there were some technical elements that were very interesting that I liked. And then there's Bato, I think. I don't remember the friend of Major who fights with her. He was he was very important, likable character with also a little side story of his own, which was touching. And yeah, those are elements. I don't want to go further into this. I think that you should go watch it, especially since there are a lot of homage to the animated film that I think weren't forced. I don't think that they were misplaced. Yes, there were a lot of scenes that looked exactly like in the animated version without necessarily the same meaning or the same position in the story. But they were still entertaining, and I think that people who didn't see the animated version will can like these scenes. And the other thing is the whitewashing. Just quickly, um, I mean, I think whitewashing, the term, is just another thing to say. It's a negative word to talk about adaptations, because this is simply an American adaptation of a Japanese property. That has happened a lot. There have been horrendous films like Dragon Ball Evolution, which was whitewashing, was horrendous, but it didn't make the Japanese films and series disappear. No, they're still there. They're awesome. And you had good whitewashed versions of Chinese or Asian properties like The Departed, which was an adaptation of whitewashing of Infernal Affairs. You're going to have The Raid, which might be great. You're going to have Death Note, which, to be honest, I don't know what to think about this, but in any event, it might be great. It's just it's an adaptation, and the most important thing is that they keep the essential elements. And I don't know if necessarily the nationality is the most important thing. Yes, it would be much more. I'm much more interested in the Japanese adaptation of what's it called? Um, Brotherhood, Full Metal Jacket, Full Metal Jacket, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood. I think that's. I'm sorry if I'm botching the name of the series, but I think you know what I mean. Any event. So, and also, it wasn't really whitewashed because they explained. Some say it was forced. I don't think so. Why the company was American, it was run by an American CEO. So that happens in Japan with American scientists. That happens as well. And so so it's logical that the American scientists would build an American body for Scarlett Johansson. So it's not completely unheard of that Americans work in Japan, and when they create something, it looks like American things. And this is okay, in my opinion. And especially since, even though the body is American, you will find out that, the rest is not necessarily as American as it seems. So, again, this is my opinion on it. I had a great time watching it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great homage to the animated film. I thought it went deeper in Major's, philosophical process, which was interesting. Um, Unfortunately, the action was underwhelming, but it wasn't the most important part. It was still interesting and entertaining. It looked great. I thought the direction was very well done. and I would encourage you to go watch it in order for it to make more money, because it was better than Lucy in my opinion. Anyway, I hope that this was somewhat interesting. I'll make another video next week where I'm going to see where I'm at with the record, and where I'm going to talk about another film that I enjoyed and you probably didn't. It doesn't matter. It's fun to talk about films that we don't have the same opinion about. So yeah, so thank you for watching. Salut.